Hi guys, it's Evelyn from Twin Flame 3344. I just did the Divine Masculine Twin Flame read. If you want to check that out, there's a lot of great information. I'm going to do your oracle cards now. So we're going to start the Ascension deck. So take a deep breath, clear and align. Let's fill with only beautiful, organic love and diamond light. We're calling in Mary and Jesus all week for the Easter templating. Okay, and we're not calling it crucifixion anymore. It's going to be just transformation, because we're leaving behind sacrifice and going into joy that Jesus doesn't want to be seen on the cross. He wants to be seen breaking bread at the table. So for this April 10, 2019, for everyone watching, and the best and highest good of all is concerned, what do we need to know? What do we need to learn? And this is, we're asking Jesus and Mary Magdalene, please, for your guidance. Okay. This is just for numbers, this pile here. There's a lot today. The bottom of the deck is 11, which is justice. Okay, remember, when you're a kid and you want to get back at all the kids who are mean to you, you don't want to go into vengeance. You want to go into allowing the universe to bring back retribution by putting them in the other's shoes. Or it may actually go to someone else. But it's just about not having that negative intention of vengeance, having positive intention of rehabilitation. And we have here from the moon's affirmation is, I listen to my divine feminine wisdom. So it's definitely bringing out the feminine energy to calm the fires, right? Because you're fire and ice, you need that balance to come to 0 point. If there's too much sun, you get burned. So you always need that balance of the feminine and the masculine. And the Sphinx comes up here for Jesus, which is number 20, which is judgment. All right, so it's all about the judgment of this week of Easter. The Sphinx energy has always been on Earth and watches over us. The high priest Ra brought it from Atlantis and placed it within a statue of the Sphinx in Egypt. You receive a charge of God force when you think about it, so relax and accept it now. And I just want to stop here real quickly, because when I taped the first time, the Sphinx came up before the end here. And that's because in the... I'm blanking out which card it is. In the World card or in the Wheel of Fortune card, there's a Sphinx schooling the goose. Okay? So it's about... bringing into that the idea of vengeance, okay? Instead of putting the kid in the corner, like I brought up in my read earlier, to let them play out being in your shoes, what it was like for you. And what better way is acting. That's why actors do so well as far as clearing their wounds, because they get to play all these parts of putting themselves in others' shoes. So the Sphinx contains the fifth dimensional records for Earth and the information within the crystal skulls. You're invited to visit the tunnel from Sphinx to Hollow Earth, a portal of wisdom linked to the ascended aspect of Mars. From here, you can radiate peace and oneness throughout the universe. And the affirmation is, I connect to the God force within the Sphinx. Alright, so we have it's bringing up Akashic records with the Sphinx, and it's bringing up judgment of Jesus with the 12 apostles coming up this week, and you're going to be feeling the energy build up to the 18th, just like it would have built up for Jesus. Like there's a lot of animosity there, betrayal was being felt, right? For the men, there's a masculine revolt here, building up to that transformation. So the next two cards that came out from Mary Magdalene were Jesus and Almoria, and this is about the feminine supporting her divine masculine. And Almoria, who is the first ray. So that's 40. I'm not going to read both of these for you. You can read them on the screen if you'd like. So Jesus is 40, which is the Page of Cups. I respond with unconditional love today. It's all about unconditional love. And then Almoria is 44. I stand in my power. And of course 44 is mastering, and it's the Four of Cups. Mastering, grounding, and integrating. being bored, but it's also about not settling, right? When you're only getting half of what you want, why would you settle? Say, don't believe that. You can have everything you want. Just don't sacrifice. Be love. But being in joy. And the first ray is the ray of action. So it's about the masculine energy in both of you being inspired to take action. And the 12 strands, talking about the DNA in my read as well. The DN angels, that's our new DNA. Self-discipline, strength, and integrity of an ascended master. You're reminded to use your power for the highest good, the highest of intentions, not revenge. All right, so that's, right? So this is Mary Magdalene rising, speaking up for Mary Magdalene, rising above that, because she could have taken revenge, right? Because people treated her like she was a whore, which wasn't the case. You know, she was trained in sacred sexuality. So she could have been mistaken for that because she wore a sacred sex, like cuff or bracelet, that showed that they would have been trained in sacred sexuality, and so they may have been perceived as a whore. But remember that the divine feminine supported her masculine, that the whole time he was there, that she was there with him, supporting him, because they were twins. There's no way out of supporting. You have to support each other. Let's count the cards here. 1. So the moon was the underlying energy as justice. You see how that is. It's not 18 in this deck. It's an 11, which is justice. So it's about karmic retribution, the third party, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22. Perfect. So we have 22 for the Fool's Journey of the cards that I had to count. The one that's up on top is the 7 again, of the Chariot, that your chariot awaits, and it's fire dragons. Okay. The affirmation is, I invoke fire dragons to clear my path to ascension. So it's all about transmutation. With Thor and Gabriel, to consume negative energies and places and auras. Ask, Gabriel's been coming up for me in my reads too. Angels to replace the lower energies with a shimmering diamond of pure light. So the diamond light is coming up here again also. And your DNA angels. The dragons are fourth dimensional elementals. They can access and transmute heavy vibrations that angels cannot reach. So we have 22, and then we have the 1 and the 2, so it's the masculine and the feminine, okay, of Jesus and Mary Magdalene, and then the 20 of judgment, that they were both judged. And so then we have 22 plus 3 is 25, which this morning my twin friend texted me, what is 25? Or is there a certain card that represents that, or a certain, I forget what she asked me. But anyway, 25 came up already, and that's the Knight of Wands that was brought up in the read. So it's very much about that. That Knight of Wands energy is the savior. They're riding in to save someone. And we're letting go of that templating. Okay, the masculine no longer needs to have a Jesus complex. It's not your job to save everyone. As a matter of fact, you're not helping any of them by saving them. They need to save themselves, and that's how they grow and expand. So that's very clear about the message here. 22 and 25. All right, so the past life deck here. Let's see what we have. Take another deep breath. Clear the line and fill with only beautiful organic love and diamond light. Clear the line. And this is for April 10, 2019. Everyone watching, the best and highest good of always concern. What do we need to know? What do we need to learn? And this is coming from Jesus and Mary Magdalene, please. Mary Magdalene and Jesus. And what is your guidance? Mary Magdalene and Jesus. So the high priestess or high priest or priestess is at the bottom of the deck, the underlying energy. Okay, about staying grounded, knowing who you are, being proud of who you are. And I have some cards to count. Mary Magdalene brought up just the one the one card, mother, of the mother, reversed. This is from Mary Magdalene. Okay, I'm getting the in-law, like that Mother Mary is her mother-in-law. All right, so to be nice to your mother, your mother-in-law, to the karmic, the people who are outside of your union. Remember the mother of his children. Okay, that's why it's reversed, because not you as the mother of your children, it's someone else being the mother of the Divine Masculine's children, or vice versa, for the masculine to the feminine and her children. That if it weren't for that karmic partner, those children wouldn't exist, and they're your spiritual children, so it's to show that appreciation for all that is. Is that good? Anything else? Oh, and also for those, there may be certain situations where you as a child need to disconnect from your mother. If they are abusive or neglective or just are, are putting negative energy in your life, even if they're being nice to you and they're refusing to be nice to your partner, you need to have loyalty first, especially to your twin who's you. If you're not having loyalty to you, it's going to break you apart because you're not being loyal to your twin or you. Whenever you're not loyal or doing anything for your twin, you're not doing it for yourself. So that will break you up, and then the mother-in-law will win and you'll be unhappy. So it's just be careful about that dynamic to not let the outsiders in and put a negative wedge in between you. Okay. So she was saying, like, all of the people who turned against Jesus, and this could be a mother or a mother-in-law who turns against one or the other as well. All right, so from Jesus here we have ships, food and hunger, and angels, all upright, and they're all 3 different colors. Okay, so the angels and food and hunger, and then the ships here, which are very pristine and white. All right, let's see here. So this came up yesterday too with Jesus, with the bread and water. Make sure that you break bread with each other, enjoy each other's company. Don't use rusty cups, okay, because you want your water to be clean, but you know how to transmute energies. It's not going to be as difficult as it seems. Whatever you feed into is what is true. So if you feed into the fact that something's not good for you, then it won't be. But if you know that you're of a higher energy and you can transmute all that stuff and send love to your water, it's not going to affect you as much as you think. So make sure to always put those positive intentions out, and be careful what you say. I brought this up in my other video. If you say I'm sorry, you're bringing in more I'm sorry for you to be sorry for. So maybe you want to stop saying words like that. And I actually I said rise and be love on my last video, and then said be good. But that's not correct either, because you don't always want to be good. Okay, you have to have a balance. And that's also a judgment, that why is it good doesn't necessarily mean it's good. Okay? It really should just be you. I thought of that too when I was visiting. I was meeting my nephew's new baby, Jackson, who's so cute. And when I was saying that, you naturally say, oh, you're such a good boy, because he was such a good boy. But you shouldn't be saying that, because you're templating them. You're telling them if they're a good boy, then they deserve love. But that's not true. You could say, I love your personality. Just think it's the same thing as anxiety is excitement. Look at another perspective that is a more positive intent perspective. So if that comes up for someone, let me know. So ships are coming in for the angels to come together and break bread, for sure. Okay, absolutely. With bright new, brand new white sails. The pirate's mast is now pure and white, and he has no patch over his eye. And that came up as well. If you focus on hunger, then there will be more hunger. Instead, focus on coming together to enjoy each other's company and sustenance. That was an important one. So it's, all the intent, even the charities, you might want to focus on charities that focus on a positive instead of a lack. So see how that works out. You might want to play around with those energies to see how it works for you. Now it's saying don't forget to break bread with your mother now and then, okay? You don't have to leave them out completely abandoned either. Remember that the angel's coming up as the mother who's also that pure love, that loves you unconditionally, as well as the ship coming in of your masculine or divine feminine. Okay? And don't worry about what kind of cup it's in. So no judgments from the mothers, the mother-in-laws, the divine feminine, divine masculine. No judgment about each other's things. They're just superficialities. That's not the point. The point is to come together and be in each other's energies. Enjoy. Enjoy. And Jesus is saying it's on me. Very cool. All right, I have to count these cards. By the way, the ones I have to count, this one came up extra because it wanted to be seen. Well, both of them. First, these came out without this one, but this one was added separately because it's knighthood. It's about, all right, the apostles and everything, building up to Easter. Okay, so this also wanted to be seen of forgiveness, and this is unforgiveness. Okay, so make sure you don't focus on unforgiveness, like who didn't forgive you or who didn't. Always focus on the positive, the beauty, the purity, the pure intent, the positive intent, the joyful intent. Allow and don't force the issue. So that was part of this. And also knighthood's so important because, the knight is protected. He doesn't need to guard himself anymore. He needs to take all the masks off, including the family crest. Okay? Let go of all that, but this is like a revolt of the masculines building up to the day of the 18th. It's a revolt to enable them then at the full moon to release their protection, their mask, and let go of unforgiveness. So let me see how many I have it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. All right, so it's 12, which again is that completion energy. And then we had 4 more cards, which is 16 of the Tower. So as soon as you think everything's complete, it's like then the Tower will come in to release. Tower is always a good thing, right? Because it's a huge upheaval at once to transmute the energies very quickly. And because people haven't done what they were supposed to do in the first place. And it may have to do with the mother or mother-in-law. Could be karmic as well. But saying angels, you know how to stay present at 0 point, but if you struggle or have a moment where you need help, call on your angels. They're still there for you if you need them. Okay. And then we have the Journey of Love. Okay, Journey of Love. Which is 1909, which is the Sun and the Hermit, the masculine and the feminine Hermit. It's like the sun and the, really out there, and then the cold is the fire and ice energy. Maybe that'll come up as one of the cards today. Alright, so take another deep breath, guys. Clear and align and fill with only beautiful, organic love and light. Diamond light. Okay, and again we're calling in Mary Magdalene and Jesus. And today is April 10, 2019. For everyone watching, the best and highest good of all is concerned. What do we need to know? What do we need to learn? Mary Magdalene and Jesus. The card at the bottom is Heart Fire, number 1, which is the Magician. This is very much a part of the read today. Okay, and this is about reigniting the fire from within. And right below that was the card that I got for Linda and Paul McCartney the other day. It goes right to relight the fire within, to dance within the spin. All right, so not always to stay in the safe zone of the vortex, but sometimes to go out a little bit and expand. Enjoy yourself. Have fun. Hold hands. It's simple, really. Just allow. Alright, so we have one for each. Mary Magdalene is guardian of the soul family. Number 26, which again is the Page of Wands. And then for Jesus, we got 68, which is drop into the heart. 68 is the Page of Pentacles. So we have 2 pages here. We have the Page of Passion and the Page of Manifesting for the masculine. That she is the inspiration and he is the master manifester. She is the muse, the guardian of the soul family, and he needs to drop into his heart. And they're both very green. So the feminine's has more oranges and whites and browns in it, whereas the masculine has a lot of magenta in it with the greens. It's like where they both are starting in the physical heart of the green, that she's expanding down to the solar plexus and he's expanding up to the higher heart, because he needs to drop more into his heart. She needs to have more confidence. And I will read those for you. We also had 4 more cards come out, so we have 1 and 1, so 2 magicians, and then we have 4 in union. Okay, so two in magician embodiment within union. And I'll show you those. Since there's only 4, I'll show you these cards as well. We have the Spiral Dance of the Goddess, which is 29. We have Just for a Moment, Joy, Not Sacrifice, which is 46. It's the children in the garden. And the 29 is the Three of Wands, it's staying present. And then we have Shifting Universes, number 7, which is, this is like the 3rd or 4th time this has come up, number 7. And this for me is much about sound and music and harmony. Shifting universes, so it's about shifting gears and shifting dimensions. And then Intimacy, which is, and the 7 is the Chariot, so your chariot awaits, and then Intimacy of 35, which is Mary Magdalene, the Wounded Warrior. Intimacy. But the masculine has a little bit of making up to do. That's the intimacy between them. Okay? Really beautiful. But don't forget your child within. Let's see if anything comes up here. So. I'm getting seashells. The lisp is coming up again. Seashells by the seashore. Okay, so someone might have had an issue with a lisp. And no for the masculine or the feminine. Nobody gives a shit. It's all good. For anyone who has those insecurities, you're each other. You're going to love each other. Okay. And intimacy isn't about, I'm being called to bring this up, it's not about sex, it's about the closeness. It can be sex, but it's not sex. That's not what intimacy means. Intimacy is the closeness of the souls. And Shifting Universe, so use music for intimacy, to calm the savage beast. Align your backs, sit back to back to align your energies, and be children in the light. Dance and be foolish and silly, and make idiots of yourself, and procreate if you'd like to. Then we have an olive oil. Olive oil, with your olive oil, papaya and olive oil. Okay? And that's, olive oil is great for everything. That's your divine feminine. Alright, so we have, I'm going to read you the Guardian of Soul Families 26. And that says, you're being drawn to kindred spirits in this physical world by loving guardians in the spiritual world. If you feel you're leaving relationships behind, do not be afraid. The space that such courageous action creates is sometimes necessary in order to have room for the new to enter your sphere of consciousness. You may also feel that somehow a relationship that seemed to be held back from you is now becoming available to you. There is a great soul love calling you into more intimate connection now. It is sanctioned by the divine. It is a karmic destiny to fulfill. There is love that you are to experience in connection with particular souls, predetermined by the divine plan. If you are struggling to feel the soul purpose in your current relationships, take heart, for you are being helped by the divine guardians who understand and support the sacred purpose of your relationships. Be open to current relationships healing, whether that means improved communication and enriched experience, or the realization that you have traveled as far as you can together, and know that new relationships are going to be an important aspect of your spiritual destiny being fulfilled. Trust in the divine timing of your life and open your heart to the guardians who will help you with unconditional love now. The guidance of this oracle for you is that relationship healing is taking place. In present relationships unfolding, in attracting the right relationships for your future growth, and in leaving behind relationships of the past with a peaceful heart, be gentle with your heart, beloved. All is well. And the poem reads, when I open my heart, you cover me with a blanket of love and warm the silence with your caress. Words unspoken say it all, as we become more than we are alone. And while I was reading, I was also thinking of, since the list came up, and anybody's insecurities, it's not about making light of that it's not, don't worry about it, it's not a big deal. I don't want to minimize what anyone's gone through, because I certainly understand, I've been there too. So it's not about minimizing the struggle that you had with any insecurity that you have. It's that we're saying we don't care as feminines, that we love you just as you are. And 68 is, drop into your heart. There is a place of light within that no darkness can touch. It cannot be shamed, it can never be made impure. It is never lost or darkened or unavailable to us, though we may forget sometimes, sitting in a darkened room and not realizing that we can stand up and walk into the light so close to us, just on the other side of the doorway to the heart. Whatever may arise, great joy, great sorrow, drop into your heart and offer to the divine, gently bowing your forehead to your hands in prayer. Connect mind and heart, and let yourself have some peace. It wants you, you know. This oracle brings you an offering. The divine would like you to offer whatever is bringing your heart trouble, or of course, joy. The divine would like to receive this from you as a gift, that it may return to you some special blessing. Place your hands at your heart, and in genuine reflection, perhaps you may choose to offer your heart burden or light now. Either will be joyfully received by the divine, and you shall be graced with a gift in return. And it simply says, longing. The dance to move beyond the feeling that draws me forward to a place born within, that calls my soul to feel complete. Okay? It's the longing to feel yourself, your completeness, your wholeness, to be connected to your higher self. Okay, guys. Be gentle with yourselves, as opposed to good. And make sure to drink water. It's like ultrasound gel, you know, it helps you connect. Make sure you drink plenty of water and get plenty of rest as much as you can. And do what is fun for you, what you love to do. Rest and relax if you need to. And just rise and be loved. Bye, guys. Have a great day.